Beatrice and her husband Edoardo Mozzi have welcomed their first child into the world. Buckingham Palace broke the news, confirming that the royal had given birth on Saturday, and that both her and the baby girl were doing well. She weighed 6 pounds 2 ounces and was born at the Chelsea and Westminster Hospital. It means the Queen now has 12 great-grandchildren, with the baby 11th in line to the throne. In her own statement posted to social media, Beatrice wrote, "So delighted to share the news of the safe arrival of our daughter on Saturday 18th of September 2021, at 23.42, at the Chelsea and Westminster Hospital, London. Thank you to the midwife team and everyone at the hospital for their wonderful care." Beatrice and her sister Eugenie, who also had her first child earlier this year, grew up under a considerable amount of public attention. Their parents, Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, went through a divorce that was quickly plastered across the world's media, the two young princesses caught in the crossfire. While Andrew and Sarah, affectionately known as Fergie, went on to enjoy a good relationship, working to bring Beatrice and Eugenie up, the pressure of royal life was still present. In 2018, Beatrice opened up about what it was like growing up under the watchful eye of the public and media during a joint speech with Eugenie on stage at We Day Festival. A movement Beatrice has previously worked with that is attempting to change the world by giving young people and adults tools of empowerment. Speaking about bullying, Beatrice said, "There will be too many moments on this stage today where you will hear stories of bullying. I don't believe that there are many things in life that can make you feel more vulnerable, more helpless, more alone, than being bullied. It comes in many forms. We all suffered our fair share along the way. Growing up in the public eye means every embarrassing, slightly awkward growth spurt, or hilarious fashion moment, is published around the world. Don't miss together we have laughed, together we have cried. Ultimately though, together we fueled each other as of humor. When stones are being thrown, we reassure each other that people don't often understand how hurtful they can be. This especially in the world we live in today." Like her sister's first child, August, Beatrice's baby will not be given a title by the royal family. This is a result of King George V's 1917 letters patent, which limits the number of family members with titles. It states that only the children and of the monarch will hold a royal title along with the children of the monarch sons and the eldest grandson of the Prince of Wales, who is directly in line to the throne. Ahead of the birth of Prince William's children, the Queen issued a new letters patent so that all of them would be a prince or princess, but she has not made similar provisions for any of her other great-grandchildren. However, while Beatrice's child will not be a princess, she will inherit an historical title from Mr. Mozzi's side of the family. He is descended from Italian nobility, whose ancestral seat is the Villa Mozzi in the Bergamo province of Italy. His official title is Count, but it is not recognized in either Italy or the UK since Italy scrapped its aristocratic titles. However, their baby girl will be given the title of Nobile Donna, which translates to noble woman. Peter Phillips, the son of Princess Anne, recalled Prince Philip's outbursts at technology. He said the royal family could hear the Duke of Edinburgh in his office shouting at his computer or printer. During the BBC's Prince Philip, the royal family remembers, Mr. Phillips said, "I have memories of him getting a new laptop or a new printer sitting in his office and hearing him shouting at it from the breakfast room as he couldn't get it to work. He loved technology, he loved gadgets, but it was always quite entertaining watching him trying to figure things out." Ms. Tyndall added, "We would always try and find him new gadgets for presents." Peter recalled a moment when Philip asked why is it doing this, he told him that is what it was meant to do. The Duke responded, "Well, that's just bloody stupid." Both William and the Duke of Sussex also separately told how the Queen and Philip would enjoy it if things went amiss on royal engagements, while the Prince of Wales said his father's attempts to teach him carriage driving failed because Charles kept laughing hysterically. William said Philip loved to play a game at family barbecues using a squeezy mustard tube. The Duke said, He used to take the lid off and put it in your hands. And then he'd squish your hands together to fire the mustard onto the ceiling. He added, he used to get in a lot of trouble from my grandmother for covering most of the places we had lunch and things with mustard on the ceiling. Peter Phillips and Zara Tindall also told of the mustard escapades, with Zara saying, "I can't remember exactly what he says, but he ends up slamming your hands together. It goes all over the ceiling." Peter added, "I actually think the marks are still there." The siblings also spoke about how the Duke loved technology but would get frustrated with new gadgets. "I just have memories of him getting a new laptop or a new printer, sitting in his office and hearing him shouting at it," Peter said. Don't miss both William and Harry said the Queen and Philip looked forward to unexpected events while carrying out their official duties together over the decades. William said, "My grandfather loved things when they go wrong. Both my grandparents love that because you can imagine, they've lived a life where everything has to go right the whole time, and so when things go wrong, they both chuckle an awful lot. Everyone else gets mortally embarrassed. They love it." Tuesday saw Kate take part in various outdoor activities and a boat trip, while Camilla joined Prince Charles in Aberdeen. However, the Duchess of Cambridge sent royal fans into a frenzy with a breathtaking picture from the Lake District, while Camilla TM's royal outing went under the radar. On September 21, Kate was in the Lake District where she took part in various outdoor activities. During the visit, she took a boat trip with two of the Windermere children, a group of 300 child Holocaust survivors who came to stay in the Lake District in 1945. The children stayed for a period of recuperation following what they experienced in concentration camps and ghettos of Nazi-occupied Europe, at Ray Castle. Meanwhile, Camilla and Charles visited the redeveloped Aberdeen Art Gallery in School Hill. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge took on a central role in the royal family throughout the coronavirus pandemic. Prince William and Kate are now among the most popular members of the royal family, with YouGov placing them as second and third most popular members of the firm respectively, behind only Queen Elizabeth II. In contrast, Charles was the seventh most popular monarch, with Camilla in at 10th. YouGov surveyed 1,667 from August 27 and 29, and found 64% thought highly of Kate compared to 36% for Camilla. After a 2017 poll found Britons would prefer Kate and William to become the next monarchs, Camilla was said to be enraged at the prospect of her husband, who is heir to the throne, giving up his birthright. A royal source claimed to Woman TMS Day in 2017, Camilla has told Charles to man up and fight. She TMS fuming and has told him it was his destiny to be on the throne. Camilla is livid that William could potentially take the throne, and she TMS pointing the finger of blame firmly on poor Kate. According to the Daily Express TMS royal correspondent Richard Palmer, there was tension in the palace at the time as Charles attempted to implement change in preparation of becoming king. Mr. Palmer said, "Tensions are mounting between staff as the monarchy prepares for life without the Queen. As courtiers oversee a gradual handover to Prince Charles and his sons, some courtiers have found their noses put out of joint amid tensions over the pace of change. It TMS a slightly jarring change, in contrast to the long-held view that the monarchy is in a way modelled on the design of a jar of Marmite. It changes dramatically over the years, but so gradually that the change is irreplaceable. It comes as royal expert Duncan Larkham suggested Kate has her own direct line to speak to Her Majesty. He told OK! Magazine, Kate has her own direct line to speak to the Queen, and she calls her to check in on her and give her updates on the children. She always leans on her for advice. It TMS believed Kate was the one to teach the Queen how to use Zoom, and that TMS been lovely, so she can see her great-grandkids and stay connected. Kate and the Queen have a fantastic relationship. Kate strikes that balance between bowing to her as head of the royal family in public but being able to check in with her as the great-grandmother to her children.